to the Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Now this stretch between Nanjangud and Gundlupet used to be lined with massive banyan trees, like this giant here. But this is the busy tourist route between Mysore and Ooty. It was felt that the road needed to be widened and all these giants were brought down. Sometimes progress and development can have a sad fallout. As we got closer to Bandipur, the blue shapes of the Nilgiris became visible. The air became cleaner as we headed into tiger territory. We've reached Bandipur and it's always such a pleasure to come here. Now the last tiger count had a higher number of tigers here, so maybe we'll stand a better chance of spotting one. But you know, it doesn't really matter because the other animals, the place itself, are just so beautiful. It's always great to be in Bandipur. Bandipur is part of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, home to an estimated 400 tigers. The reserve covers forests in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, over the national parks of Bandipur, Nagarhole Mudumalai and the wildlife sanctuary of Wayanad. All of these are connected, which hopefully means a safer passage to the wandering tiger. This is the area with the largest number of wild tigers in the world. Bandipur itself covers around 874 square kilometers. The Tiger Reserve was chosen as the first location for the Special Tiger Protection Force, a group of foresters trained and dedicated to protect the national animal. First stop, the office of the director of Bandipur Tiger Reserve, which has a photo of P. Srinivas, one of the forest officers killed by the dreaded poacher and smuggler Veerappan. The director, H.C. Kantaraju, is proud of the park under his care. So, how many tigers are estimated now in Bandipur after the latest count?
The range is 100 to 105,
wow.
But it is the highest when compared to the other parks.
The highest number of tigers in India are here in Bandipur?
Yes. Almost out of 5 project tigers in Karnataka, Bandipur has got 100 to 105 range of tigers.
Wonderful. And Karnataka has the most number of tigers in India?
Yes, so 432 or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, 105 tigers here. What is the capacity, the comfortable capacity of Bandipur? Because if it does too well, too many tigers may also be a challenge.
Right now, we have got 872 square kilometers as a core area. Even 105 comes around 1 tiger for 9 square kilometers. Here, prey-predator density is almost good. We have got 40,000 plus spotted deers are there. Herbivores, there is no problem. So, even we can accommodate few more tigers. Up to 120, 125 can go for. Now, new recruit when comes up, the old one will die. So we are maintaining the almost optimum population. Even if you recruit another 15 or 20, no problem. Till then we can accommodate. Visitors also going up. Earlier we are getting around 50 to 60,000 people. Now it has almost 1.82 lakh visitors were there during last.
That itself will be a challenge also, right? Because tourism can also disturb the animals. How do you keep a cap on that?
Not only disturbing the animals, it is disturbing us also. Because same people, we have to look after both the tourism as well as the protection work. It is very difficult. Unless we have got a separate team for tourism, we cannot devote much of time for tourism. Otherwise, we cannot devote much time towards the protection and welfare of the animals.
So you suggest it would be better if there was a separate team for tourism?
Yes, even though our jungle lodges and resorts are there, in addition to that, within the forest department, like Bandipur and Nagarhole, we need separate team to look after this tourism aspects.
Then the focus can be there on and you can focus on protection of the animals. That can be your focus.
Much of my time in Bandipur goes for attending these tourism activities. Because every people who is coming to Bandipur, they will step into my office and they kill most of my time in discussion.
All right.
Otherwise, we can concentrate on the field activities.
A big problem with Bandipur is the feeding of animals that goes on along the highway that passes through the Tiger Reserve. This makes wild animals come closer and closer to vehicles, often with fatal results. When feeding of animals is done right in front of the Forest Department offices, despite notices, despite warnings, despite strong advice not to feed the animals, then it really shows just how difficult a challenge it is. A rainbow over the sky is beautiful. As we headed into the forest in the early evening to see the heart of Bandipur. No tiger, but the fabulous beasts of Bandipur make the drive a joy. We came across this little herd of elephants, the matriarch keeping a close eye on us and making sure she had the young ones under protection at all times. She is impressive, but perhaps her decision to tuck a branch of leaves behind one ear makes her not quite as tough looking as she might hope. The word cute does come to mind. There are wildlife emergencies where a doctor could help. Until now, there was no doctor based full-time in Bandipur, but that has changed. A mobile veterinary service unit was donated by Aircel to Bandipur, which will help the national park take immediate measures to help animals in distress. The responsibilities could include helping out in the case of conflicts between animals and humans, which often leave the wild animal injured, animals hurt by poaching, disease investigation and control. If the animal is certified fit, it would be released back into its natural environment. Brinda, you've chosen to be deeply involved in Bandipur. How is that choice made?
First of all, I think this is such a beautiful forest. But besides that, I think they've sort of stuck to their promises that they've kept of the STPF, and I think it's become into a model forest, a model tiger reserve. With the start of the Special Tiger Protection Force, we've started supporting them, and we want to continue doing so. We're sort of reinstating our commitment towards conservation here in Bandipur.
This is new. What is this? What does this involve?
This is primarily going to support the forest department in cases of emergencies for all species. Of course, we sort of support tiger conservation, but if you don't support the other species, then you don't have a healthy sort of environment in the jungle.
This is the 7th such unit being run by the Wildlife Trust of India in the country, the first in South India.
We have a full-time veterinary doctor, a caretaker and a driver, and a couple of assistants who will be there in the team. And also this team will be assisted by the Special Tiger Protection Force in case of a conflict situation, because that is a key issue now which we will be looking at. Because whenever there is a conflict situation where there is, for example, a tiger or a leopard is out in a village, that has to be tackled very professionally. Because you have to respond not only in the veterinary way, because the veterinary doctor will be going and tranquilizing the animal, but also in the past we looked at situations where handle the public, so the mob management, everything. So you have an SOP in place where a vehicle will assess the situation. The veterinary doctor is fully equipped. I mean, you will be equipped to deal with the emergencies. You have tranquilizing guns, you have nets, you have capture cages, everything. So veterinary doctor, the system will provide an absolute good condition for the veterinary doctor to operate. So he will do the veterinary part of it, tranquilizing or anesthetizing the animal, and transport it to safety, and ensure that the animal is, and then it will be looked at whether the animal is fit to be released back in the wild. What should be done? Should it be taken to a rescue center? Should it be euthanized? Should it be taken back to the same place and release it with a radio collar? So that will be discussed with the experts. Yeah, so it will be taken care of.
The unit will be based at the camp of the Special Tiger Protection Force at Melkamanahalli in Bandipur and will be on call 24 hours, which should lead to a quick response for animal emergencies. The doctor attached to this unit is a young vet, keen to work in the field of wildlife. He hit the ground running with a call to euthanize a rabid dog and to confirm the cause of death of this young elephant calf. It was killed by a tiger. The mobile veterinary service is being launched for the first time here in South India in Bandipur, and there's a brand new doctor as well. Now, Dr. Shantanu, I know it's just starting off, but how do you see your role here?
So, well, I see myself doing a lot of cases where we have small animals and birds that are being that we're being called for, and I think that's going to be our primary role in this forest. The tigers and elephants do play an important part as well, but there's a large number of animals in this park, and we hope to serve all of them.
Make a
I guess.
difference, absolutely.
make-
And it's not just wildlife, right? It's also livestock and domestic animals as well. What will be on one of them?
So we're looking at doing vaccination campaigns around the park because a lot of diseases can transfer from livestock to wild animals, and we're looking at trying to curb the spread of disease within the park.
And of course, lots of villages around the park as well. So that's an extra challenge, really.
So we're looking at a lot of villages. There are a lot of villages within the park, eco-sensitive zones as well, and so we're looking at minimizing the contact between wild animals and their livestock. But in the case that these livestock do get into the park premises, we would prefer that they didn't have any diseases to spread, so which is what we're looking at.
That is absolutely correct. The new mobile veterinary service is not just for wild animals inside the Bandipur Tiger Reserve over there, but it's also for livestock, for animals of the villages living outside Bandipur. And it'll be tremendously useful for villagers to have a doctor on call 24/7.